Assalamualaikum and salam sejahtera. Thank you for joining me and welcome to onemalaysia.com.my. It is my hope that this website will develop into a free and open forum for dialogue, rational dialogue to discuss the things that matter deeply to us as a nation. As One Malaysia, this is a chance to express and explore the many perspectives of our fellow citizens. So please respond freely to this invitation. While I may not always agree with you, be assured that your views will be heard. What makes Malaysia unique is the diversity of our peoples. As one of the leaders you have elected, I want to preserve and enhance this unity and diversity, which has always been our strength and remains our best hope for the future. This is an exciting time to be Malaysian. The vast majority of us, some 80%, use democracy's most powerful tool to cast our votes during the last general election. Now our role, the role of the elected, is to reflect the collective aspirations of the people. To that end, I encourage us all, on both sides of the political divide, to put aside the endless analysis and politicking and heed the people's voices to work on the very real issues and challenges that face Malaysia today. Our struggle for independence was won through a coalition of races that produced a nation representative of its many parts. My father founded Barisan Nasional with the knowledge that only through a representative coalition could that unity be maintained and the diverse needs of our citizens be met. It was an early attempt at a multiracial formula. To succeed in our current efforts, we will again require that one vital, indispensable ingredient: unity. The unity of our community and the unity of purpose. We may have taken this unity for granted to the point of becoming a cliche, but given recent events, it is clear to me we need to be united now more than ever. Some people today would want us to forget this and have us believe that we were never united in the first place. They seek to divide us apart. I reject this politics of deceive, divide and rule. We must continue to thrive as one Malaysia, a nation of Malays, Chinese, Indians, Orang Asli, Ibans and Kalazans, a united nation of Malaysians, confident of modernizing in an increasingly globalized world. Democracy creates a government reflective of its citizens. Given our multiracial heritage, we continue to be represented by individual political parties that are predominantly race-based. For 51 years, we have honored the legitimate concerns and interests of all our respective communities. Recent events, however, have upset this balance. Now, excessive passion and racial prejudice have been allowed to override the national spirit of consultation and accommodation. As a leader of UMNO, I continue to believe that the BN formula remains more relevant than ever in strengthening the trust and confidence of our communities. In any debate over our national identity, political tempers inevitably flare. Of late, some sections of our community have become disaffected and less tolerant of others. Where we used to discuss in harmony, we now shout and demonstrate in anger. Such incivility damages the respect and dignity that is the right of all Malaysians, Muslim, Buddhist, Hindu and Christian, and destroys the very foundation of our strength. But we are fortunate, as a deeply religious nation, we can turn to the first principle of Rukun Negara, the belief in God. If we distance ourselves from that belief, and if we ignore the universal tenets of mutual respect and tolerance that all religions preach, we are deprived of common purpose and our success is diminished. What can we do? We must live the spirit of tolerance and empathy. We need to reaffirm this in our schools, universities, mosques, churches, temples, community halls, and most importantly, in our homes. We must teach our children to respect those of other religions and races as we would want them to respect ours. The world around us is increasingly torn by secular and religious strife, gross racial prejudices and injustice, and threats to civil liberties. And we Malaysians must remain true to our founding principles and continue to present an example to the world of respect, dignity, and peaceful coexistence. But the results of the general elections have given a clear indication that our government has not fully lived up to the expectations of the people. So we must now embrace the challenge that comes with leadership. I pledge my commitment to work for the change you have collectively called for. We are a young nation, but we have reached a watershed in our affairs. As we grow, many of our old perceptions of what defines us as Malaysia are evolving. It is a time of renewal. Malaysians are more engaged than ever before. Even as we try to make sense of our present difficulties and seek answers on our future direction, we need to be mindful of the delicate balance and spirit of accommodation that has made this country successful in the past. We must tread carefully, but wherever this debate eventually leads us, it is imperative that we continue to nurture the unity and respect that have served us so well. We owe it to ourselves, to the future generation, to the global community, to refresh our national priorities and policies, so that Malaysia will earn its rightful place on the world stage and realize the great potential it can still claim. I believe this is a significant moment to define who we are and what we stand for as a nation. Saudara-saudari, my fellow Malaysians, turmoil can create opportunity. Our present troubles should be a catalyst for revitalized national discussion and reinvigorated sense of community. As a starting point, we should acknowledge the ongoing constitutional intent to ensure that Malays receive access to a fair share of economic and social opportunities. The government has made significant progress in placing Malays on an equitable footing with other Malaysians in the fields of education, professional employment, and corporate equity ownership. This progress validates the merits of national unification and accommodation and acknowledges the very real economic benefits it provides all Malaysians irrespective of race. Now it is time for us to develop government policies that are more responsive to all the disadvantaged and disenfranchised citizens in our diverse community.